Good morning, Fidos. I am Artex1024 and this is my intro video. My name is Kim. I am a 30-year-old single mom. I moved to Princeton, Illinois about a year and a half ago from Texas. I am originally from Austin and then I spent 7 years in Houston before moving up here. I have a 4-year-old daughter who starts preschool this year, and I also have a cat named Mork and a rabbit named Chester Bunnington. I started with Fitocracy probably about 3 years ago, but I was not super into it until January of this past year. When I initially joined, I think I stuck with it for like 6 months and then I fell off the wagon. But from January to now, I have gone from level 12 to level 26. So I've been back with the Fido crowd and trying to stick with it. My reason and my main motivation for being on Fitocracy is weight loss. To tell you a little bit about my weight loss journey, I was always one of those people that was overweight ever since I was a kid. I hit 200 pounds in high school, and that's the first time I remember being really conscious of how much I weighed. Prior to that, I couldn't tell you. But I had an unhealthy relationship with food because my father's side of the family ate tons of fast food and snacks and junk food, and then my mom was the complete opposite. She's a health fanatic. She doesn't believe in eating more than 600 calories a day, and she's always calling me, telling me something else that she saw on TV is not healthy for me, and one of those things. So there was never a middle ground where I could figure out, where I would learn just a healthy way of eating and a healthy lifestyle. It was either, balls to the walls or nothing. So that relationship with food didn't come until much later in my life that I was able to build something, semi-normal. I really got serious about weight loss when I hit my peak, and that was January 1st of 2009. It was a couple months after having my daughter, and I weighed in at 265. And I'll show you a picture. Avert your eyes if you have a weak stomach. But this was me at 265. I apologize for any retinal scarring. I don't like to look at it either. But I was married to a competitive elite status power lifter at the time, and when your husband looks like a short Arnold Schwarzenegger and you look like Jabba the Hutt, you get a little bit depressed. So I knew I needed to change something, and I spent the next 2 years studying nutrition and training in weightlifting with my husband, and I managed to get down to 200, something like that. Before I got divorced, and then I ended up gaining a lot back when I moved up here. So as of January, I decided just to lose the rest of the weight once and for all, and I have since gotten down to my all-time lowest, which is where I'm at right now at 168. Which, being roughly 30 pounds lighter than I was in high school is a pretty big deal for me. And I'm pretty proud of where I'm at. I still have some work to do. I've probably got about 15 more pounds to go, and I seem to have hit a rut, but I'm working on it. A little bit about me personally. My biggest passions in life are copious amounts of coffee, really good beer, and books. Probably in that order. Maybe books before beer. We'll see. I'm a big fantasy nerd. I love fantasy books, fantasy movies, anything related to it. My all-time favorite movie is The Neverending Story. My all-time favorite book is Neil Gaiman's American Gods. I think that's all that I have about me personally. I would like to do another AMA later, so if you come up with any questions, just let me know, but I'll answer the two that I have right now. One is from Grouchy Bastard, which was, what is my biggest cheat food, the one food I can't resist, and how far would I go to get it? My biggest cheat food is ice cream. It is my all-time favorite food, and as far as how far would I go to get it, there is a creamery called the Creole Creamery in New Orleans, and they have a challenge where if you can eat 8 scoops of ice cream with all the toppings, you get your name on the wall. And that is on my bucket list. I will have my name on that wall, and it'll probably be my single greatest crowning achievement. The best day of my life, and I look forward to it. The other question was from Aisha, and it was, what do I do for a living? Is it what I want to do for the rest of my life? And if not, what steps am I taking to accomplish what I would like to do for the rest of my life? Unfortunately, I was never one of those people who put a lot of thought into what I wanted to be when I grew up. I went to college because it was expected of me, but I had no idea what to do with it, so I ended up dropping out after like a semester and working retail. And that's what happens when you don't make a plan. So I have worked retail since I was 19 years old. I worked as a department manager for Fry's Electronics for 7 years. And I currently, once I moved up here, it's a teeny tiny town with very few options. I ended up as a stalker at Walmart, which if I did that for the rest of my life, that just the thought makes me really, really sad. But at the moment, I enjoy it. As a parent, I think it's actually really nice to have a job that requires zero thought, zero stress. I don't have anyone yapping at me all day, and there's nobody breathing down my neck. I can go in, do my manual labor job, and just leave. It also happens to be a very, very good workout, since I'm constantly lifting and pulling and dragging, and I pull around 200-pound stacks of milk all day, and it beats having to go to the gym. So, considering the only gym here doesn't even have free weights. So for the time being, the job is good, and I'll stick with it as long as that is the case. But no, I don't plan on doing it for the rest of my life. As far as what I do want to do, I don't really know. Maybe open a bakery someday, but I think that would involve me going back to school. I would love to go to culinary school when I have the time and the money and everything else. But yeah, that's it. And I guess that's it for my introductory video. So have a good morning, Fitos, and if you have any more questions, send them over.